highlights. The questions burning up the sports world get answered right here. This isn't just another recap. It's the Sports Answer. And leading the charge, sharp, fearless, and always bringing the edge, your host, Rudy Campos Jr. If you're talking sports, you better have the Sports Answer.
Hey, Sports Answer fans, it's bonus content time. Rudy Campos Jr. here, going to be answering a burning sports question as part of a burning sports question segment. Today's burning sports question did come from an ex-user, and the idea was behind the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, Oklahoma City Thunder is the best team in the NBA. They are champions last season. We're going to get into what burning question that fan of the Sports Answer had here in just a minute. Before we move on here, it is Salem Surround. The Sports Answer is powered by Salem Surround. 210-526-3635. Be sure to call that number today or scan the QR code that you see up there. Salem Surround is going to help your brand become the best team in any and every aspect of the game. That is Salem Surround. What is that burning sports question? So, the Oklahoma City Thunder, already the NBA champs from last season, already the best team in the NBA record-wise this season. You've got players, young players, Jay Williams, SGA, Chet Holmgren. I mean, Sam Presti has done, you can't even say a remarkable job. You can't even say an amazing job. There's just no words to describe what Sam Presti has done. Why are sports fans who study the game of the NBA worried more about OKC after this season? Why? They could go back to back. But not only this, at the end of the season in the 2026 NBA draft, which is a pretty loaded NBA draft again, the Thunder, as you can see, hold the Clippers' unprotected first-round pick going into 2026. Not only that, they hold a top 8 protected pick from the Utah Jazz. So essentially, you're looking at the possibilities of OKC getting 2 top 10 picks in 2026. Imagine, and this is just as of right now, they're sitting at, I believe, 7 and 9, according to Evan Sittery. We're going to get into a mock draft that is posting current NBA standings, see where OKC lands within those 2 top 10 picks from the Clippers, from the Jazz. But you've already got a title with the core you've built right now. You've already got a team that's going to outlast a lot of other teams in the league. The only team I fear OKC will have issues with is obviously the Denver Nuggets, who I picked to win the NBA championship this season. What does this do for OKC? Oklahoma City instantly becomes on the verge of being a dynasty if they fall into the top 10 of next year's draft with these 2 picks. You're talking the likes of Boozer, DeBianza. I mean, you're talking the likes of a lot of different players that they could potentially get. Say the Clippers fall. I mean, the Clippers are not playing great basketball at all. They're having a whole lot of meltdown in LA. Kawhi Leonard back to not playing a lot of games. They're just not a very good team in LA right now. The Jazz particularly weren't expected to be a good team this season. They were expecting to be a top 8, bottom 8 team. They were expected to be in the AJ sweepstakes. I mean, DeBianza goes to BYU. So they were expected to be at least in the top 3 to try to get AJ. They're playing better than expected. They're falling right now outside of that top 8. So they could be a lottery team and fall out of the top 8. Crazy to think that. I love that question that was being asked. I really do. Why? Because we have our draft here. Tankathon provides it for you. So those 2 picks as of right now fall at 9 and 10. Again, 2 potential top 10 picks. That Clipper pick can definitely, which is this right here, that that Clipper pick could eventually go up to a top 3, top 4. Again, this is just showing you guys right here where this could potentially land OKC. I know it's kind of hard to read on the highlighted part, but they're talking Karim Lopez out of New Zealand, and then Chris Karnick out of Houston. But imagine if OKC, with that Clippers pick, which is the better of the two, obviously. Imagine if OKC gets into that top 5. Imagine a Cameron Boozer that would go to OKC. That pretty much solidifies the position they need right along next to Chet Holmgren. Could they potentially trade up? I mean, with 2 first-round picks, say the Jazz are better and they stay in, at least in the top 12, 13 in that draft. That's 2 first-round picks you could trade up and go get one of the top 3 players. I don't think they go after Darren Peterson. They could potentially if they have the number 1 pick, thanks to LA. They potentially could. But Sam Presti has done a magnificent job. I mean, the job that he has done is amazing for OKC. And you can tell by this right here. A loaded NBA draft for 2026, which we are going to provide some NBA draft coverage for you guys out there. We are going to provide it for the Sports Answer. We're going to start breaking down players both for NFL and NBA. But this is ridiculous right here. What do we got standing-wise? These are for the East. Now, I'm bringing up the East real quick, but let me bring up the West. Here's the West. As you can see, 13-1 OKC. Right now, the Clippers are at 4-8. The Jazz are at 4-8. I mean, obviously, the Jazz are in the play-in spot, but that doesn't mean you're a playoff team, so you potentially could be a lottery team. Let's just say, for giggles right now, this is how it plays out. I don't see the Jazz beating any of those teams above them. So you're giving OKC 2 lottery picks, hoping the Jazz goes within the top 8. We're hoping. But as of right now, there's 5 teams below the Jazz. And then if you go to the Eastern Conference, there's 3, that's 7. So potentially you look at Charlotte. So right now, they are not in that top 8. So OKC would be getting that Jazz pick if it falls outside of the top 8. The Clippers, as we can see, downward spiral. They're on a downward spiral right now. Imagine if that Clippers team ends up being bottom 2 in the West, bottom 3 in the West. That could potentially easily be a top 5 pick, maybe in that lottery. A great sports question asked, are we to fear OKC for the next few years if they land in the top 10 for 2 more picks? That sports question is answered easily. Sports answer is yes. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they're going to be a dynasty. I get Denver is loaded right now. Denver is clearly, in my opinion, not record-wise, but they are the better team of OKC and the Nuggets. Nikola Jokic is playing at I don't even know if you can consider MVP level. I mean, this is way bigger than MVP for Nikola Jokic this year. But then look past this year. If you have OKC as, the best team in the West and they falter, they don't get back to the finals, they've got the same squad coming back, maybe reloaded with those 2 top 10 picks in a loaded NBA draft class. So the answer, yes. The sports answer is definitely. Worry about the Oklahoma City Thunder. They were on the verge of being a massive dynasty already. Well, get into the top 10 with this loaded draft class, there's no question how long this dynasty will reign, and it's going to be for years and years to come. This was bonus content. This was a Burning Sports Questions segment here on the Sports Answer. Be sure to go to Salem Surround. All you have to do is go to salemsurround.com/San Antonio. Click that QR code if you don't want to do that. Make it a little bit easier. Or dial 210-526-3635 for your marketing needs. You want to be the dynasty that we're talking about right now, like OKC? Salem Surround has you. Rudy Campos Jr. for the Sports Answer. Be sure to go to YouTube. Search Answer Now TV. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss all the sports answers to all your sports questions. We'll see you guys next time.
You've been listening to The Sports Answer with Rudy Campos Jr. Today's show was brought to you by Salem Surround San Antonio, helping local businesses grow with digital strategies that work. Visit salemsurround.com/San Antonio to learn more. We'll see you next time on The Sports Answer.